What's up guys, and welcome to a playtest review of the Yonex Ezone 98 Plus. You may recognize me from the YouTube channel Time for Tennis, but today I am doing a playtest review in collaboration with Courtside Tennis. I'm a big fan personally of extended length rackets, and I made the switch from standard length a few years back actually, and that was around the time that the last generation of this racket was on the market. And at the time that was one of the best options available, and I really liked that racket. So naturally I was very excited to get to playtest this. When I think of a Yonex Ezone line of rackets, I think of a racket that is powerful, but also very plush. Hitting with this racket is very fun. You have a lot of access to good spin, and you're able to redirect a lot of pace because this racket just has a way of plowing through the ball and redirecting pace with a lot of confidence. It's as if this is what the racket was designed to do. So what makes the Ezone 98 Plus stand out from the rest? The extra half inch is going to give you a little bit more reach, a little bit more leverage, and on the balls where you're really stretched out or on the run, it's nice to have that little bit of extra reach. On serves, I think a longer racket is always an advantage, and if you've got bigger hands and you hit with a two-handed backhand, it's nice to have that extra half-inch length on the handle. Yonex rackets are already a little bit longer than most, at least when it comes to the handle grip mold. In other words, most of the Yonex rackets have a handle mold that is probably enough for most two-handers, but their Plus rackets are going to give you an additional half inch on top of that, so plenty of handle length. I'd say the racket that's most similar to this one has got to be the Ezone 100 Plus, but outside of the Yonex lineup, it's got to be the Pure Drive Plus. Compared to the Ezone 100 Plus, you're going to find that this racket is slightly more maneuverable. Its swing weight is just a little bit lower, and its head size is just a little bit smaller with a slightly more dense string pattern. So overall, you're going to find that this racket offers just a touch more control. You might even find that the racket's a little bit more comfortable because the beam overall across the length of the racket is also a little bit more thin. However, compared to the Ezone 98 Plus of last generation, it is slightly thicker, a half millimeter. So you might find that compared to the last generation of this racket, you'll get slightly more power, slightly more stability. All in all, it's just a nice little nudge in that direction. Compared to the Pure Drive, I'd say that this is a much more control-oriented version of that type of racket. Don't get me wrong, this is a powerful racket. And part of why I appreciate that so much is when you get in a pinch, it's really easy to punch your way out. Sometimes I find myself in desperate, scrambly situations. Some of the more softer, control-oriented rackets, it's hard to find the power to get out of those situations. But with this racket, you're more likely to find yourself in a position where you can still fight your way out of a desperate situation and turn it around, turn that situation into an offensive. So if you're a heavy hitter with good control and consistency and you want good access to spin, I think this can be a very, very fun racket for you. Anyone in the market for a Pure Drive type of racket should highly consider checking this one out if they're looking for something a little bit more control oriented and a little bit more comfortable with still great access to spin. Yes, this is a plus length racket, but the maneuverability is great. At the end of the day, it's just an extra half inch. I don't think it's going to take a lifetime to adjust to. Once you get used to that subtle difference in length, you will start to greatly appreciate some of the benefits that come with it. So give it a try. Yonex offers some of the best quality control on the market. If you'd like to demo this racket, you can stop by at your local Courtside Tennis or go to courtsidetennis.com and find out more. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you there.